Live from Ursuline Academy in Uptown New Orleans, SportsNola.com Prep Basketball, presented by First NBC Bank. We are proud to be with you for a little matinee here on the final regular season game for two of the top teams in the Metro New Orleans area. As the Mount Carmel Cubs, with a record of 23-6, take on the Ursuline Lions with a record of 24-5. We're glad you could be with us here on SportsNola.com. Lenny Van Gilder with you as we're just a couple of minutes away from tip-off. The captains meeting at midcourt. These two teams will both be in the playoffs when the brackets are announced on Monday. The only question remaining at this point is what kind of seed will these two teams get? And they will both be high seeds. Mount Carmel, who's no stranger to success in recent years on the basketball court, is currently second in the Class 5A power ratings, which would put them in a very good position to perhaps be at home for quite a while in the playoffs before you get to the semis and the finals. And this year, the top 28 on the girls' side is moved from Lake Charles back to its longtime home at the University Center in Hammond, beginning on March the 1st. So Mount Carmel, of course, with the ambition of getting back there. Just 2 years ago, they were the Class 5A state champions. And then last year, in a game you saw here on SportsNola.com, maybe as good an event as we had on our air last year. Mount Carmel and Destrehan in the quarterfinals of the 5A playoffs. Destrehan won that game 90-87 in overtime in a game that was just well played on both sides. And at the end of the day, you had to tip your hat to both of those teams, but only one of them could advance. Destrehan did. They advanced, went on, and eventually lost in the top 28. And that was a rematch of a game the previous year where Mount Carmel defeated Destrehan in the 2014 championship game 69-60. What's interesting is if the season ended today, Mount Carmel and Destrehan would be on a collision course to meet in the quarterfinals once again, although the PowerPoints are not final at this point. Teams just winding down their season here in the next day or two. Saturday is the last day of the regular season, and those PowerPoints will be finalized and the brackets set on Monday, as we mentioned. And the last big piece to the puzzle will be adding a bonus point for the district champions. Mount Carmel will get that bonus point. So will Destrehan. That may give them a chance to move up and perhaps move to the other side of the bracket. We'll see how that all shakes out come Monday. Ursuline, as we mentioned, 24-5 on the year. They went 9-1 in league play. They are currently 7th in the 4A power ratings, and they figure to host a playoff game for the first time since 2012, which was Ursuline coach Andrea Williams' first season at the helm here uptown. History of success there. They were in the semifinals in 2009, reached the finals in 1995, won 5 straight district championships between 2007 and 2011. So a lot of success, like we say, but trying to get back to that level. And this is a very young Ursuline team. One of the things you'll hear us talk about throughout this broadcast this afternoon is these two teams are really a contrast just in terms of the levels of experience. Mount Carmel runs a starting lineup out there full of juniors and seniors. There are no juniors and seniors in the Ursuline lineup that features 3 sophomores, a freshman, and an 8th grader. So it is a very young team, although it's quickly gained experience this year, and it's a very talented team, obviously, one that's been able to win 24 games and go on to this point where they are a certainty to be able to host a playoff game in the first round next week, as they will be one of the top 16 seeds in the 4A bracket. And we will see. We will apparently not have any introductions. We'll get set for basketball. Let's tell you about the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. Mount Carmel, again, with that experience lineup, we'll start Kristen Nuss, Megan Donaldson, Paige Frankowitz, Mallory Gardner, and Lauren Bedino. And for Ursuline, it will be Brooklyn Mitchell, Jordan Johnson, Courtney Weber, Kirsten Nelson, and Kennedy Jackson. Getting set here for the opening tip-off. Our 3-man officiating crew finalizing some things at the scorer's table. It will be Jackson against Bodino in the center circle. as we get this one underway. Again, last game of the regular season for both of these teams. Both of them really, you would think, maybe treating it with a little less urgency, knowing that they're both in the playoffs, but that's not the case. They're both kind of viewing this as an extension of the playoffs, and that's good to hear, so we should see some pretty good basketball here this afternoon. Set for the opening tip. It will be controlled by Ursuline, who is in white. This is Johnson. They will swing it around. Weber puts it on the floor. Three-pointer from the right wing by Mitchell is off the mark. And a scramble for the basketball, and it will be controlled by the Cubs in the road dark uniforms. Kristen Nuss, who was the MVP of the All-State Sugar Bowl National Prep Classic last month, a game we had for you live here at SportsNola.com and also on WHNO. From the right elbow, a look from Mallory Gardner, but it will not go down. So both teams missing shots on their first possessions, and Ursuline back up the floor. No score, 40 seconds into this one. A drive and a foul, and we will have free throws for the first time this afternoon. The foul will be on Lauren Bedino, the junior, 6'1", coming off an 11.9 rebound game against John Curtis. It will be Courtney Weber at the line, who just went over 1,000 points for her career, and she is just a sophomore. Makes the first, and we have the first points of the game on the board, and they belong to the Lions of Ursuline. Up and good, and it is 2-0 Lions. Ursuline will show some full court man-to-man as Johnson picks up Nuss in the backcourt. Bedino with the cross-court pass. Paige Frankowitz is double-teamed in the corner. It will get knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Mitchell, and it will remain Mount Carmel basketball. The pass inside is knocked away, and it's the first turnover of the afternoon for Mount Carmel. Reverse layup is no good by Mitchell, and coming the other way are the Cubs, trying to get something done in transition. The shot is off the mark by Frankowitz. It will go out of bounds and stay with Mount Carmel. And a quick substitution. Jordan Berry, the freshman, is on for Mount Carmel. That's a three-pointer from the corner, and that will go down for Megan Donaldson, and Mount Carmel has itself a 3-2 lead. Donaldson, one of those seniors in the starting lineup for the Cubs, knocks down the three from the right corner off the inbounds play. Ursuline will beat the pressure, get it inside, and that is Kennedy Jackson, the 6'2" freshman, knocking that one down. And it is a 4-3 lead for Ursuline. Just about 2 minutes gone by here in the first quarter. Glad you could join us here on SportsNola.com. Berry with the pass inside to Bedino. Shot is knocked away as Gardner went up with it, but Mount Carmel will maintain possession. That shot is blocked as well as a three-point attempt from the right side. A wild shot goes off the top of the basket stanchion, and it will belong to Ursuline with a 1-point lead and the basketball. 5 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Zone pressure for Mount Carmel. Ursuline will beat it. Look to capitalize off the transition, and it goes down for Brooklyn Mitchell. It's her first two of the game, and it's now a 6-3 lead for Ursuline. These two teams met back in December 5th, right here at Ursuline. Mount Carmel won that game 57-40. Got off to a great start. They led it by 21 at halftime. So far, the start a little different as Ursuline has a 6-3 lead. Ball knocked away from behind. Bedino loses it. Second turnover of the afternoon for Mount Carmel. That shot wildly off the glass, but a nice rebound and put back by Kennedy Jackson. And Mount Carmel has an 8-3 lead, and with that, Mount Carmel is going to call a timeout. It's Ursuline with an 8-3 lead, 5 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. This is the first of two games we'll have for you this week at SportsNola.com. Saturday night at 7, we will have a Catholic League boys showdown as St. Augustine and Brother Martin renew their Gentilly rivalry from the Crusaders Gymnasium. We'll be on the air just before the 7 p.m. scheduled tip-off. Jude Young will have that for you here at sportsnola.com. Teams break their respective huddles. 6 in a row by Ursuline to turn a 1-point deficit into a 5-point lead here. A little bit under 3 minutes have gone by here in the first quarter. This is Berry. Now they'll swing it around. It'll be Donaldson, and they'll get it inside. Lauren Badino will get the basket, and it's an 8-5 ball game. Badino with her first 2 of the afternoon. Because you're wondering why this is a 1 o'clock tip-off. Both of these schools still on Mardi Gras break right now, so taking advantage of it to play a little afternoon basketball here in uptown New Orleans. Work it around, try to go against that zone and get it into the right elbow, and Courtney Weber will knock it down. Her first field goal and her 4th point of the day. It is a 10-5 Ursuline lead as we approach the halfway mark of the first quarter. From the right baseline, the jumper is off the mark by Gardner, and it will head back the other way as Mitchell engineers this Ursuline offense. They'll work it around the perimeter. No hurry here against this 2-3 Mount Carmel zone. They'll get the 3-point look they wanted, and it goes down for Brooklyn Mitchell. 5 points for Mitchell, and now it is a 13-5 Ursuline lead. This is an 11-2 run for the Lions. 3-pointer in the corner. I should say 11-5 as that 3-pointer goes down. It's 13-8 now. Back the other way. Ursuline continuing to be patient against this zone defense. And Ursuline is going to use a 30-second timeout to talk about how they're going to attack this Mount Carmel zone. Two minutes, 57 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Ursuline a year ago got to the playoffs. They were a 26 seed in Class 4A, lost at Rain in the first round. We mentioned they have not hosted a playoff game since 2012, but it's evident based on their number 7 seed, they will get the opportunity to do that. If they could stay in the top 8, they could be in a position to host not only the first round, but the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. Lions will inbound from the far side. And again, they will take a look at this Mount Carmel zone. Nice deflection there by Nuss on the pass, and it's a Mount Carmel steal. And Jordan Berry, the freshman, will bring it across. Donaldson. Now to Berry. Gets it inside. Badino with the look and the bucket. That's 4 points for Badino, and it's now a 13-10 game. That's 5 straight scored by Mount Carmel. And another deflection. Nuss will take it away in the front court for Mount Carmel. Goes to the basket. Lays it up and in. First 2 of the afternoon. 13-12 is now. That is 7 consecutive points, 3 straight baskets scored by Mount Carmel. Gonna look to overload against this zone. Left baseline, that will go, and it will be a 3-pointer for Courtney Weber. Give her 7 on the afternoon, and it's 16-12 Ursuline. Weber had 17 in the last game against Cabrini. A win for the Lions. Nuss drives the baseline, gets the bucket and the foul. Foul will go against Jordan Johnson. It'll be her first team foul. Really well-played game on both sides thus far, as Paige Frankowitz will return to the lineup, replacing Mallory Gardner. Nuss, the 5'6" senior, is headed to LSU to play beach volleyball, makes the free throw. 5 points. She's got the last 5 for Mount Carmel, and it is a 16-15 game. Once down by 8, Mount Carmel has cut it to 1. Off the right wing, the jumper no good by Weber. It will go to Mount Carmel as Nelson could not maintain control of that one. Kirsten Nelson, the 5'10" 8th grader. I mentioned this is a very young Ursuline team. Closing in on a minute to play here in the first quarter. It's been a well-played first quarter, 16-15. Ursuline leads it. Now Frankowitz will back it out, reset the offense. At the free throw line, jumper is good by Badino. She has 6, and Mount Carmel regains the lead, 17-16. See how Ursuline plays this one with a 35 or so seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Will they look to take it all the way down? No, they'll get that good shot. The penetration can't finish. Second chance opportunity is no good, and let's see how Mount Carmel plays it now with 22 seconds on the clock. Donaldson had a look. Now it's Frankowitz stepping out for the 3 and draining it with 8 seconds on the clock. Frankowitz, who's headed to Loyola. 2 seconds, 1. Half-court heave is off the mark, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Mount Carmel, the last 8 of the quarter, in fact, they outscored Ursuline 15-3 down the stretch here in the quarter. And at the end of 1, it is Mount Carmel 20, Ursuline 16. You are watching SportsNoah.com Prep Basketball, presented by First NBC Bank. We'll be back right after this. Good first 8 minutes of basketball. Both teams had their runs. Mount Carmel with the run late in the quarter, 15-3, to take a 20-16 lead, and that's how things start here in the second quarter. It's Cubs basketball as we start quarter number 2. Nice move to the basket by Nuss, and a nice feed off the post by Badino. And it's 22-16, 7 points now for Kristen Nuss. Mount Carmel continuing to stay in that zone. The layup won't fall for Weber. We've got a tie basketball as Badino and Weber get tied up, and it will go back to the lines. Biggest lead of the afternoon for Mount Carmel is 6, 22-16. 29 seconds gone by here in the second quarter. Lions working deliberately around the perimeter. And it's Brooklyn Mitchell with the basketball. Courtney Weber flashing out to the high post. Nothing to do with it there. Now Jordan Johnson will back it out. Skip pass. That is Johnson for 3, and it's off the mark, and Nuss has the rebound. That's Berry on the right wing for a three. It comes up short. And Ursuline will take it the other way. Brooklyn Mitchell looking to run. Takes it all the way to the basket. Can't finish. Second chance opportunity won't go down for Nelson. A third chance opportunity, and it's going to send Courtney Weber to the free throw line. That is going to be the second foul on Lauren Badino. 2 fouls for Badino here at the 6:34 mark of the second quarter. First free throw is short for Weber. Badino will check out. We'll get our first look at Gabrielle Brown, the 5'7" senior, who will check in her place. Second one is good. And that breaks a drought for Ursuline. It's now 22-17 Mount Carmel as we tick under the 6.5-minute mark here in the second quarter. Donaldson off the dribble, knocks down the three. 25-17 Mount Carmel with the lead, and 9 for Donaldson. Ursuline the other way, off the right elbow. The shot will not fall for Weber. Scramble inside. We'll have another tie ball, and this time it'll go Mount Carmel's way on the alternating possession. So the Cubs, who were once down 13-5, have turned that around. They have outscored Ursuline since then, 20-4, and they've got the basketball looking to add to their 8-point lead. Nuss with the basketball on the right wing. Now we'll kick it out to Jordan Berry. Off on the right baseline. A good look for Mallory Gardner, and it won't go. It was actually Gardner to check back in the game. That's 22 for Mount Carmel, not Brown for Ursuline. Driving to the basket, it won't go for Mitchell, but that is the freshman Kennedy Jackson to clean it up and knock it down. She's got 6, and it's a 25-19 ball game. Nuss tried to make the pass inside. It got deflected away, but Gardner was Mallory on the spot, if you will, and picked up the loose ball and laid it up and in. 27-19. Mount Carmel gets the lead back up to 8. This is Mitchell, number 3 in white, looking to go to the basket. It gets knocked away. And 3 seconds is the call, I believe. Is it? No, the foul. Check that. The foul is going to be on number 3. Saw 3 fingers go up. I thought it was going to be a 3-second violation. Instead, it's a foul on Nuss. It's her first, team's 3rd. Not a lot of fouls called thus far in this basketball game. Just 4 total. 3 for Mount Carmel, 1 for Ursuline. And it will be the freshman Kennedy Jackson going to the free throw line. 2 shots for Jackson. The 6'2" freshman has 6 points already on the afternoon. Can't get that one to fall. 3 out of 5 at the line thus far for the Lions. Jackson gets the friendly roll, splits the pair, and it's a 27-20 basketball game. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. The foul is called out front. Brooklyn Mitchell will get her first foul, the second team foul on Ursuline. And Mount Carmel will inbound from the far sideline. Nuss gets to the basket but can't finish, and Kennedy Jackson is there to grab the rebound for Ursuline. Trying to cut into the 7-point lead. Mount Carmel has led by as many as 8. Ursuline has led by as many as 8 in a back-and-forth first half. Three-pointer from the left wing by Jordan Johnson will not go, but a nice save and another held ball, and this time it will belong to the Lions. The 3rd held ball we've had in about the last 2 minutes. Driving to the basket and finishing with the shot in the lane is Brooklyn Mitchell, and she has 7. 27-22 as we close in on the halfway mark here in quarter number 2. See why these are two of the best teams in the New Orleans area. Gardner and Frankowitz with a little bit of a two-man game on the left side. Now around on the far side to Jordan Berry. She'll look to take it all the way to the basket. Can't finish, but draws the foul. It'll go on Courtney Weber. It's her first. Third team foul. Now 3 fouls each way at the 3:35 mark of the second quarter. First free throw is good by Berry. His mom, Stacy, is an assistant coach on the Mount Carmel bench. Just down the street at Tulane. She's got her number 10 retired in the rafters. Her daughter wears the same number. Jordan Berry makes them both, and it's a 29-22 game. Up at the high post, touched it for the first time. She's in the game for the first time, the 6-foot junior. And a timeout is called by Mount Carmel at exactly the 3-minute mark here of the second quarter. We mentioned a year ago the Cubs were the 5 seed in the Class 5A bracket, won their first 2 games, got to the quarters, lost an incredibly entertaining game to Destrehan, 90-87 in overtime. Right now, Mount Carmel's sitting at number 2 in the Class 5A power ratings. Mandeville is number 1 at 26-1 on the year. Mount Carmel at 2. Natchitoches Central is number 3. Barb is 4. Denham Springs 5. West Monroe 6. Destrehan 7. Covington is number 8. John Curtis, who was in the Catholic League for the first time this year, at number 9. And Alexandria is number 10. And still some games to be played here over the last couple of days of the regular season. Plus, you get the power points added in and a 5-second violation out of the timeout. Nice defense by Ursuline to not allow Mount Carmel to get the ball in bounds. And so the Lions will take possession, looking to cut into the 7-point lead. If you win your district, you pick up a bonus point in the power point system, which can make a big difference. Move some teams up, perhaps. And into the lane, and a nice finish by Brooklyn Mitchell, who is the leading scorer for Ursuline this afternoon with 9, and is a 29-24 game. Nuss will operate the offense from the right wing. The three-pointer does not fall that time for Donaldson, and here come the Lions the other way. They're going to go all the way to the basket. Is Weber. She gets it knocked away but regains possession. 5'10" sophomore. Can't get that three-pointer to fall, and Mallory Gardner has the rebound for Mount Carmel. Quickly back in the other direction. That three-point attempt is blocked. Nice play there by Courtney Weber. She will be fouled. We're not in the bonus here, though. The foul will go to Mallory Gardner, her first, the team's 4th. And coming back in with 2 fouls is Badino, as Alexis Jones will take a seat. And a timeout called by Ursuline. Again, a reminder, Saturday night here at SportsNola.com. 7 o'clock tip-off. We will have St. Augustine and Brother Martin boys basketball. St. Aug has already wrapped up an outright Catholic League title. They are 10-0 in the league. Brother Martin in second place in the league. Both of them looking to improve their playoff position. Talk about power ratings. St. Aug goes into the week at number 16 in the power ratings in Class 5A. That would be the last spot to get a home game. Now, they will get that bonus point that we talked about. That may help move them up in front of some of those teams that are sitting there in the teens. Probably have a lot of district champions up in the top of the power points. Brother Martin started the week at number 28. So they are looking to maintain their position. A win would go a long way in doing that. Again, that's Saturday night, 7 o'clock tip from the Conlin Gymnasium on Elysian Fields. Jude Young will have that for you here at sportsnola.com. If you're away from your computer and in your car, you can listen to it as well on WGSO 990 AM. Ursuline with the basketball, looking to cut into this lead a little bit further. It has been as many as 8 for Mount Carmel. They've got it down to 5 right now at 29-24. Mount Carmel staying in that 2-3 zone. Kick out pass. This is Mitchell. Now out to Johnson. Tried to make the pass inside, but a nice recovery by Bedino to step in front of Kennedy Jackson and get the steal. Cubs with the basketball and a 29-24 lead as we close in on the 1-minute mark here in the first half. Thus trying to go all the way to the basket. Can't finish, and Kennedy Jackson gets the rebound. Weber able to maintain possession despite hitting the floor, and Ursuline can't finish it off. It's a turnover. From the left wing. Good look that time from Frankowicz. She can't finish, and Bedino gets the rebound. Gardner now back to Bedino from the right baseline. Won't go, and Ursuline will come the other way at the 40-second mark. Going all the way to the basket, and Weber can't finish. Nuss collects the rebound. And we get a foul. One of the 2 seniors on this team, Allison Ulrich, checking in. See if Mount Carmel plays for one shot here at the 24-second mark. Well, Bedino's going to take it to the basket. Can't finish. Mitchell the other way. Ursuline with numbers. All the way to the hole. Layoff is off the glass. No good. It will go to Mount Carmel with 12 seconds remaining in the half. 12 seconds for the Cubs to try to go 94 feet. Nuss will cross the timeline. 7 seconds. 6. She'll pull up. The short jumper rattles in and out, and that will do it for the first half. A pretty entertaining first half of basketball with Mount Carmel leading Ursuline 29-24. Still got 16 minutes of basketball to go. Stay with us. Much more to come. This is SportsNola.com Prep Basketball presented by First NBC Bank. Back with more right after this. Closing in on the start of the second half here at Ursuline Academy, uptown New Orleans. Lenny Van Gilder with you here on SportsNola.com. Prep basketball presented by First NBC Bank. Ursuline, the home team, trailing Mount Carmel 29-24 here at the break. Pretty well played first half. Run down the scoring for you at halftime for the visiting Cubs with their 5-point lead. Kristen Nuss has 7. Jordan Berry with 2. Megan Donaldson leading the way with 9 points. Paige Frankowitz with 3. Mallory Gardner with 2. And Lauren Bedino has 6. For Ursuline, only 3 players have scored thus far. Brooklyn Mitchell with 9, sharing scoring honors thus far with Donaldson. Courtney Weber with 8. Kennedy Jackson has 7. So we're nearing the start of the second half. Mount Carmel just now returning to the floor. Ursuline's been back onto the floor for about 4 minutes. Mount Carmel with their third head coach in 3 years. Jamie Tomatis in her first season is actually an Ursuline graduate, 1998. Spent the last 5 years as an assistant in the Division I ranks at Davidson College. Before that, she was an assistant just down the street at Loyola University for Kelly Kennedy. Previously worked here at Ursuline post-Katrina. Now she's sitting on the visiting bench this afternoon. Possession arrow belongs to Mount Carmel. The Cubs will inbound to begin the second half. At least that would appear to be the case. Just checking some stuff there at the scorer's table. It looks like we're set for basketball. 16 minutes to go with 9 points for Andrea Williams' club. Continue to work it around against this zone defense. Good penetration and a good finish by Mitchell. First one in double figures this afternoon. She has 11, and it is now a 29-26 game. The Cubs led it by as many as 8 in the second quarter. Second chance opportunity will not go. And nice hustle by Bedino. Third chance opportunity. That will not go, and it will stay to our right with Mount Carmel. So 3 chances, all from Gardner. None of them would go down, but the Cubs still have the basketball. With a minute gone by here in the third quarter. Bedino gets it blocked. Again, it ends up in the hands of Gardner, and she's fouled. She's going to go to the free throw line. The officials facing the other way. I couldn't tell if that was 23 Jackson or 33 Nelson that the foul was called on. Gardner will step to the line. Hit 2 in the first half. Can't get that one to fall. First missed free throw of the afternoon for Mount Carmel. They went 3 for 3 in the first half at the line. And Nelson will take a seat as Ulrich will check in. Either team in any sort of foul trouble. There are only 4 fouls committed each way in the first half. Neither free throw will go down. Knocked around, and Bedino cannot control it, and Ursuline will get it. And just like that, Nelson is back in place of Ulrich. So Andrea Williams just wanted to have a quick chat. Gets the 5'10" 8th grader back into the game. That pass is tipped away. It was off the hands of Kennedy Jackson and out of bounds, and it will go to Mount Carmel. 29-26. Mount Carmel with the ball in a 3-point lead. 90 seconds into the third quarter. That one is lost, and in transition the other way, Ursuline, they're going to say it last touch Jordan Johnson, and it will belong to Mount Carmel. Jordan Berry will check in at the dead ball. Mallory Gardner will take a break. On the left wing, that's Donaldson. With 3 3-pointers in the first half. Nice pass into the post. Badino gets a second chance. Can't finish there. And it will belong to the Lions after the rebound by Jackson. Jackson at the high post gets it knocked away. It will stay with Ursuline as it was last touched by Kristen Nuss. Nuss has been very active at the top of this 2-3 zone. Had a couple of deflections that turned into steals in the first half. Got her hand on that one. At the free throw line. Will not fall for Jackson, and it will belong to the Cubs as Barry controls. Kristen Nuss, the 5'6" senior. The pass into the left corner to Frankowitz. Now to Berry. Cross-court pass. Nuss with the open look from the right side will not go. And Mitchell, the sophomore guard, will take it the other way for Ursuline. Tried to take it all the way to the basket. It got knocked away. Now she'll try to go back up again and will get it to go. That is 13 for Brooklyn Mitchell. And this is a one-point game, 29-28. Out of transition, the three-pointer is good for Donaldson, her fourth of the game. 12 points for Donaldson, and it's 32-28 Mount Carmel. So after a little bit of a sluggish start for both teams offensively here in the third quarter, bang, bang, a couple of quick baskets. That one is off the mark. Rebound and put back will not go. Third chance for Ursuline. This one will go. Courtney Weber gets it to fall. She's in double figures with 10. It's a 32-30 game. Mount Carmel working it around the perimeter. Another three-point look for Donaldson. It will not fall, and Ursuline has it going the other way. Brooklyn Mitchell will pull it back out. Just reset the offense against this 2-3 Mount Carmel zone that we've seen most of the day. The chance to tie will not fall, but Ursuline will get the second chance. Short on that one is Nelson, and Mount Carmel controls. Kristen Nuss will slow it down and walk it up the floor. Barry's pass deflected. It will stay with Mount Carmel. And we'll see a couple of subs. Ulrich for Ursuline. Gardner for Mount Carmel, both returning here.
Come on, work hard here.
Cubs will look to move it around the perimeter. This is Nuss on the dribble. Takes it to the right baseline. Left corner pass. The three-pointer will not fall for Donaldson, and here comes Ursuline the other way with a chance to tie once again. To the basket, and a foul. Weber draws the contact from Berry. That's her first personal foul, and Courtney Weber will go to the line with a chance to pull Ursuline even for the first time since back in the first quarter when they led. First free throw is good. That's 11 points for the sophomore perimeter player, Courtney Weber, 5'10". Missed the second, and it's a one-point game. Badino controlled the rebound for Mount Carmel. Cubs into the front court looking to add to this one-point lead. Gardner gets tied up. It'll go on the alternating possession to Ursuline. The turnover to Mount Carmel. And Ursuline, which is not led in this game since it was 16-15, has a chance to regain the lead right here. If you joined us late, Ursuline came out quickly, jumped to a 13-5 lead, but then Mount Carmel closed the first quarter on a 15-3 run and has not trailed since. But now Ursuline has a chance to get its first lead since the first quarter. This is Johnson with the basketball out front. At the free throw line. Will not go for Kennedy Jackson, but a nice Rebound for Brooklyn Mitchell on a second chance opportunity. Three-pointer will not fall for Courtney Weber, and controlling the rebound is Megan Donaldson. (32-31). A 1-point lead for Mount Carmel. Inside, a foul is called. I believe it's going to be on the floor. Let's see. Let's see if it's in the act of shooting or... It'll be on Allison Ulrich, and it will be a shooting foul. 2 shots coming for Lauren Bedino at 6 points in the first half. Coming off an 11.9 rebound game in her last outing last week against John Curtis. Neither of these teams have played since last week. Missed the first. She'll have another. Nelson will check back in to replace Ulrich. Bedino knocks down the second. She has 7, and it is 33-31. Closing in on a 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Brooklyn Mitchell with the basketball out front. 5 seconds is the call. And it's an Ursuline turnover. So Mount Carmel with an opportunity to extend this precarious 2-point lead. The last time these two teams see each other, they're in different classes. That is batted away. Last touch by Bedino. It'll belong to Ursuline. Mount Carmel will head into the 5A playoffs next week with a first-round game at home. Ursuline will head into the 4A playoffs next week with a first-round game at home. On the dribble, that's Weber. On the right baseline, Kirsten Nelson. And a wing jumper by Courtney Weber goes down, and this game is tied at 33. Weber with 13 points. Three-pointer from the left wing by Megan Donaldson, and just like that, Mount Carmel regains the lead, 36-33. Donaldson leads all scorers in this game with 15. Mitchell and Weber each have 13 for Ursuline. That one is knocked away by Kristen Nuss. It will stay with Ursuline. Nelson had gotten inside with a chance to get the layup, but nice defense by Nuss to get the block. Three-pointer from the right wing will not fall for Weber, and Mount Carmel will control as we close in on the 1-minute mark here in the third quarter. Nuss with the basketball. Knocked away. Last touch by Ursuline, and it will belong to the Cubs from underneath their own basket with 57 seconds left in the quarter. Three-pointer right baseline will not fall for Megan Donaldson, and Ursuline will control the rebound. Kennedy Jackson has it. All the way to the basket and good for Courtney Weber, who now has 15. And it's 36-35, down to a 1-point Mount Carmel lead. Nuss took a step too many, and Mount Carmel will give it up. Ursuline will inbound from 94 feet away as we hit the 30-second mark here in the third quarter. Will they play for one shot and a possible lead? 20 seconds. Mitchell dribbling out front. Now tries to attack. The pass inside by Weber is knocked away, and Weber will get whistled for the foul. That is her third personal foul. 10 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Weber will check out. Ulrich will check back in. Mount Carmel will inbound from in front of the Ursuline bench. 10 seconds here in the quarter. Nuss will bring it up. Berry will go inside. Blocked by Bedino, but a foul is going to be called. This will be on Kennedy Jackson. It's her first. Team foul number 4 on Ursuline here in the second half. Bedino, who was 1 for 2 at the line a couple of moments ago, is back there now, looking to add to this 1-point club lead. She does. Second off the back iron, no good. 3 seconds here in the quarter. From half court, the shot is off the glass and no good. And that will do it for quarter number 3. 8 minutes still to play. It's been a good one thus far on this Thursday afternoon. Glad you could be with us here at SportsNola.com. Mount Carmel leads at 37-35. You're watching SportsNola.com Prep Basketball, presented by First NBC Bank. Back with more right after this. Very good basketball game played between two very good teams thus far. Mount Carmel took the lead late in the first quarter, 17-16. They have not trailed since, although Ursuline did tie this game at 33. Mount Carmel begins the fourth quarter with the ball. Berry can't get the shot to fall, and here come the Lions the other way. Brooklyn Mitchell pulls up. Short jumper will not fall. Mount Carmel controls the rebound as it was deflected out to Megan Donaldson. It's the freshman, Berry. Now the pass inside. Bedino cannot get the shot to fall, and the rebound is controlled by Brooklyn Mitchell. From the left baseline, Ulrich cannot get that to fall. And Kristen Nuss will quickly take it the other way for Mount Carmel. All the way to the basket and finishes. Nuss had 7 in the first half. That's her first bucket of the second half. So 9 for her. It's a 39-35 Mount Carmel lead. At the top, Johnson was dribbling, but before anything could get going, Andrea Williams wanted a timeout. 6:43 to play in this one, 39-35. Mount Carmel clinging to a 4-point lead. We mentioned these teams met once before earlier this year. It was not this close. Mount Carmel won that game 57-40, a game they led 36-15 at the half. This will be the final game of the regular season for each team. The Louisiana High School Athletic Association will announce the girls basketball playoff brackets on Monday. Bi-district playoffs get underway a week from today. Both of these teams figure to be at home in the first round based on their current seeding. Mount Carmel is the number 2 seed unofficially in Class 5A. Ursuline the number 7 seed in Class 4A. That's a three-pointer from the right wing by Johnson that will not fall. And Mount Carmel will take it the other way with a 4-point lead, under 6.5 to play. Berry facing a double team. And Jamie Tomatis will call a timeout from the bench to try to avoid a turnover right there. 6:16 left here in quarter number 4. Mentioned what the power ratings look like in 5As. You take a look at 4A. St. Thomas More, entering this week, was unofficially number 1 in Class 4A. St. Michael out of Baton Rouge, number 2. Laranger at number 3. Edna Carr, 4th. Rain, number 5. Warren Easton, team Ursuline beat earlier this year, at 6. Ursuline, 7. Actually, those teams are in a flat-footed tie. They're listed 6 and 7, but Easton and Ursuline both with the same rating of 16.44. Northside is 8th. Bastrop Line's district rival, Cabrini, is 10th. So if the season ended today, Ursuline and Cabrini could be on course for a second-round matchup. Now, of course, you've still got games here in the final few days of the regular season that will affect things. You've still got the bonus points for district championships to be added in there, but that could still could be a possibility. Shot will not fall from Gardner, and that will go the other way for Ursuline as Kennedy Jackson, the 6'2" freshman, controls the rebound. She'll take that one from the left baseline. Can't get it to fall. Nelson had position inside, and Ursuline hangs on to it with a second chance opportunity. Going to the basket is Mitchell, and she knocks it down for her 15th point of the afternoon, and it's once again a 2-point game, 39-37, as we head under the 5.5-minute mark. Nuss takes the handoff, goes to the basket. It gets deflected away. It will stay with the Cubs. They will inbound underneath their basket. A little give and go between Nuss and Bedino there. Good defense by Ursuline. Swinging around now, Nuss from the left baseline will penetrate and knock it down. She's in double figures with 11, and it's again a 4-point lead for Ursuline, 41-37. From the free throw line, won't fall that time for Weber, and Nuss controls. Less than 5 to play. Bedino with the pass inside. Nuss will kick it back out. That's a 3, will not go. And a nice putback. That will fall for Mallory Gardner. She has 4. And it's 43-37 Mount Carmel. Ursuline looking to cut into it here as they continue to try to operate against this Mount Carmel defense. Tipped away. It will stay with the Lions. They will inbound underneath their basket as we reach the 4:17 mark. And a substitution for Ursuline. Jackson will check out as Ulrich will check back in. Both of these teams have played pretty much with a 6-player rotation today. Mount Carmel normally goes a little deeper, but one of their top 2 bench players, Ellie Holzman, was ill today and is not dressed. And now Mount Carmel looking to extend the lead, but that will not fall for Donaldson. Ooh, and Mallory Gardner hit the back of her head on the floor there, going up for the rebound. Get a stoppage in play to make sure she is okay. You always have to be concerned in that situation. Both teams will head back to the benches. Again, a reminder, coming up Saturday night, we've got more prep basketball presented by First NBC Bank here on SportsNola.com. District 9 5A boys matchup is WHNO TV 20 for the John Forcade Show, on location as always at Veterans Ford in Metairie. Gardner now sitting upright. She'll get escorted back to the bench. Brooklyn Mitchell comes over to check on her. And the inbounds. Three-pointer from the right baseline. Again, it's Megan Donaldson, and it is now 46-37. That is the biggest lead of the afternoon for Mount Carmel, as they have scored 7 in a row. Donaldson with 18 points, all from behind the arc. She's made 6 three-pointers. And a foul is going to be called on Mount Carmel. They will call it on Lauren Bedino. That will be her 3rd personal foul. Just the 2nd team foul of the second half on the Cubs. Kennedy Jackson will check back in. Will not be in the active shooting. It was on the floor, so Ursuline will inbound from the baseline with 3:29 to play in this one.
Keep working hard, girls. Keep working hard here.
Mount Carmel in the 2-3 zone. They've been that way for much of this afternoon. Going to the basket, splitting that zone is Courtney Weber. She knocks it down. She has 17, and it's 46-39. See if Ursuline's got one more rally in them here as we close in on the 3-minute mark. That is Donaldson. Nuss with the good pass to Ulrich on the block. It'll be waved off. Traveling. She took an extra step before she laid it in, and Ursuline will take it the other way, trailing by 7. 2:50 to go. Mitchell on the left wing. She'll look to attack, and a blocking foul is called. And that will be personal foul number 4 on Lauren Bedino. 3 team fouls on the Cubs, so neither one of these teams in the bonus yet. They weren't in the first half. Bedino, the only player really in foul trouble, and with 4 fouls. No one else for either side has more than 3. Working it around the perimeter. Now the three-pointer comes up short, and it will stay with Ursuline as that ball, the officials indicate, is deflected off of Donaldson, who's pleading for them to reconsider. Say, wait, I didn't touch it last. Johnson will inbound from the baseline. Deflected by Frankowitz and then knocked away, and it will stay with Ursuline. 2:21 to play. Long pass out front. Nuss gets a hand on it. And once again, the Lions will maintain possession, and we'll get a timeout by Andrea Williams to talk about things. 2:18 on the clock. It is a 46-39 Mount Carmel lead. Cubs, as we mentioned, took a 17-16 lead late in the first quarter. They have not trailed since. It was 20-16 at the end of one. It was 29-24 at halftime. Ursuline rallied to tie it 33-all about midway through the third quarter, but Megan Donaldson quickly answered with a 3 to regain the lead for Mount Carmel, and they have not trailed since. Took their biggest lead earlier this quarter at 9. Right now it is 7 as they are looking to hold on to that with 2:18 to play. And Ursuline will inbound from the far side. That is Brooklyn Mitchell, number 3, the 5'7" sophomore. She'll look to penetrate. She kicks it out to Jordan Johnson. Now Courtney Weber out front. Will pull up, take the 18-footer. That will not go. Gets her own rebound and puts it back in. 19 for Weber. She leads all scorers in this game, and it is down to a 5-point lead, 46-41. As we are under the 2-minute mark, let's see what Andrea Williams looks to do defensively, trailing in this game by 5. And time running out. Back cut inside. Berry gets the layup, and she's fouled. Bedino out at the high post, saw the back cut, delivered the pass. Berry finished and drew the contact. She has 4 in the afternoon. We'll look to make it one more here and extend this lead to 8. High arching free throw is up and good. She is 3 of 3 at the line this afternoon. 5 points on the day, and it is 49-41 Cubs. Down to a minute and a half. This is Weber looking to drive. She's down on the ground right now. Let's see if they stop play here. They're letting them play on. They're playing on. Weber looks like she's going to hobble back in and try to play defense. She had hurt her. She'd have hurt her left leg, but she's back out there on defense. Now Berry trying to take it to the basket, draws the foul. And the foul was on Jordan Johnson. And I believe, let's see how many team fouls that is. That is, I believe, 6 team fouls now. And a pass inside to a wide open Badino. She knocks it in, and that is 10 for her. She's in the double figures. Back the other way. The three-pointer will not fall. Kick out. It's turned over, and now inside of 40 seconds, Mount Carmel with their biggest lead of the afternoon, just looking to hang on to things here. Badino finishes, and the foul. Scoreboard says 55-41. I'm showing it at 53-41 right now. I'll have to check that out as Kristen Nuss will check out. Good afternoon for her. She finishes with 11 points, but she does so much more than what shows up in the scoring column. Initiating this offense, a big part of the defense. Can't get that to fall. And here comes Ursuline the other way. Going to the basket is Weber. She draws the foul with 21 seconds to play. And Weber will go to the line. She has 19 points. Again, she leads all scorers in this game. Donaldson leads Mount Carmel with 18. Weber 4 out of 6 at the line this afternoon. Can't get that one to fall. Hits the second. That'll get her to 20 points on the day, and it is, go with the scoreboard has there. It says 55-42 at the moment. As Mount Carmel just looks to dribble this out, and Ursuline will not foul, and that is going to do it. Mount Carmel is going to head into the playoffs on a win, their 24th of the year. 55-42. Is your final score. Run down some of the scoring leaders in this one. For Mount Carmel, Megan Donaldson led the way with 18 points. Lauren Badino finished with 12. Kristen Nuss with 11. And for Ursuline, just 3 players scored in this game. Courtney Weber led the way, led all scorers with 20 points. Brooklyn Mitchell with 15. Kennedy Jackson had 7. So both of these teams now 24-6 on the year. As we mentioned, Mount Carmel went into the week 2nd in the Class 5A power ratings. Ursuline was 7th in the 4A power ratings. This kind of game will really help you either way in terms of those power points, playing good competition, not to mention getting both of these teams ready to head into the playoffs where they will both be at home. Again, we'll have more prep basketball for you here at SportsNola.com coming up Saturday night just before 7 o'clock. We'll be on the air. St. Augustine, Brother Martin, District 9 5A showdown. Our thanks to Chip Merritt, to Nat Collins for helping me bring it all to you here this afternoon. Once again, that final score. Mount Carmel defeats Ursuline 55-42. Now, this is Lenny Van Gilder saying thank you for joining us. And again, Saturday night, more prep basketball here at SportsNola.com, presented by First NBC Bank, St. Augustine, and Brother Martin. We hope you will tune in then. Until next time, so long, everybody.